Are you in? That's your spot, huh? That's your spot. Is it good? Oh, good. I get it. Okay, well, welcome again, everyone. Maybe we will work a little more time in between. And those of you online, Ruth is online and Jeff is online. Hi. So now we begin our meditation, which is familiar to many of you, but Maria is here for the first time, right? For this meditation. Okay, so you might want to unpack it a little. This is Paulo.
Hi, I'm Paulo.
I didn't lie, he's Paulo.
I've been meditating for 21 years. I was doing the math last night. I've been a member of Down Mountain for, I believe, 10 years, give or take.
Give or take. We were in Richmond.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I remember pretty clearly. It was,
I just don't know the date.
I don't either, but it was a little after the Tibetan New Year. I remember because I had just done Project July at Drupchan in California. I was like, oh, there's a Tara retreat in Houston? I was like, that sounds fun. I had moved here from New York, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm ever going to find Tibetan Buddhism in Houston,
That's what
Texas.
we felt. When we moved here.
There's no way that can happen, and I'm home. There's some wonderful, wonderful teachers, Ann and Harvey here. So somebody who's traveled and learned with many people, we are very lucky to have them here. There's really, it's a small sangha, it's a small group, so we get to have conversations and get to know each other, right? Because I remember going to New York, upstate New York or California, with the Rinpoches, and there's hundreds of people going to these retreats, so you never really got an interaction with them. So I think there's really something precious here.
It's precious for us too, to get to know you all.
Anyway, I digress. So today I will be leading meditation. Just a few words on how it's going to look. We're going to start with an aspiration. This aspiration is an aspiration that is common to all Buddhist traditions, which is basically we're just hoping that sentient beings are all right, that they don't have attachments and suffering, which I think it's at the basis of why we practice, why we come to the mat, and then we will just hope that we are able to ease sentient beings' suffering. I tend to forget the actual lyrics, so I'm going to grab my sheet.
Okay. It will show on screen.
Okay, we'll show on the screen. These are right at the top of the sheet. It's aspiration, so let's start with the aspiration and the Shantideva wave of the Bodhisattva, and then we can take it from there. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And at the root of everything we do should be our motivation. Why do you do anything? Why do I think oftentimes we just come and go without thinking about why we're doing things. So this is a reminder of why we meditate, why we practice Buddhism. And then meditation we'll focus on our breath for a little bit, and I'll guide you a little bit, and I'll encourage you to feel into the three pillars being earth itself that holds us, our skeletal structure that holds us up, and the central channel, the alignment between our relaxed belly and the top of our head that then is in a straight line with the center of earth and allows us to be here now. Then we'll stop a couple of times to chant the syllable Hung. Hung is an expression of enlightened mind. And in particular, this chanting of the syllable Hung was given to Anne by her teacher, Atsum Trungpa Rinpoche, Paulo Rinpoche, who the request was, what is a profound yet easily accessible practice that we can share to really anybody, right? Like the most, somebody who's never meditated in their life, or somebody who's been meditating 40 years, 50 years in their life, that it still has an impact and it's easy to access. And this is this Hung practice, right? And I just encourage you to be curious. I think sometimes we think meditation is this very formal thing. It's like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to pay attention to my breath, or I'm going to chant this syllable, or mantra, or whatever. Be curious, see what's going on with you. Bring your own spice into it, because at least while you're alive, you don't get to be somebody else. Anyway, with that, we can start. Allow yourself to arrive here and now, coming home to your body, to your breath. Relaxing your belly. Taking an inhalation into your shoulders and allowing them to drop away from your ears. I like to wiggle back and forth, side to side, a little bit on my seat, just to find a place where you can feel both your sit bones connecting directly and evenly. Just finding your own alignment that feels easeful, yet straight and stable. As you arrive home in the present moment in your body, feel into that connection with your cushion or your seat. And acknowledge that directly underneath you is this planet holding you without any judgment, without any expectation, just allowing you to exist. This is your first support. From that ground of Mother Earth, notice how your bones your spinal cord allows you to sit up, holds you, and if you let your muscles relax a little bit, you notice that your bones still hold you up. This is your second pillar of support. Within our bone structure and our body, we have our spinal cord, which is the central corridor of all our thoughts, emotions, energy, the central channel in yoga or ancient Indian traditions. This allows information to travel, and if we relax our bellies and tuck in our chins ever so slightly, there's an alignment from the center of Earth all the way out to the crown of our heads. This is the third pillar of support. Relying on those three pillars of support, we pay attention to our breath. Maybe you feel it at the tip of your nose. Maybe you feel it as your lungs expand and then contract. Maybe you're able to ride your breath into the dough, which is located 2 finger widths beneath our navel, 2 finger widths in. Just paying attention wherever that breath might be. Noticing if any distractions have crept in. Maybe it's the to-do list. Maybe it's wondering about what you did yesterday. None of that is really getting done right now. Don't judge it, don't fight it. Just nudging your attention gently back to your breath. And we'll chant hung. Everybody at their own pace. It's about 2 hungs per breath. And we'll chant for about 2 to 3 minutes. Just being a little curious about how you feel, what the state of mind you're in. There's no right answers, there's no correct result. Just, it's important to be curious. As that experience subsides, just gently nudging our attention back to our breath. Maybe some tension crept back in. So just inviting a deep breath into whatever attention has built up. Maybe it's your shoulders, maybe it's your belly. And as you exhale, just relaxing it a little bit. This is always accessible to you when you're meditating. You can always refresh your attention by taking in a deep breath and exhaling the sleepy, stale air. And then on your own, feeling into the 3 pillars we went through earlier. Feeling supported, feeling connected. Noticing that if you fight and try to chase away your thoughts, they only become stronger. So just noticing when they come up, touching them gently, and then just coming back to the breath. That is the practice that we're doing today. And we'll do a few more minutes of chanting. Same format. Once more, just paying attention to how you feel. It's good to do this periodically anyway. Bringing the attention back to the breath. And I'll share a short reading with you from Pema Chodron's book, Comfortable with Uncertainty. If you don't know who Pema is, go research her. She's like a really interesting, she's a nun that has had a very interesting life and written some very interesting books about just practical, very real world application of Tibetan Buddhist for Westerners. I think she's got a very interesting insight into both the Tibetan side of things and the Westerner side of things. I mean, you name it, from alcoholism to abusive people to, she just has a brilliant way of presenting things. Today I will be sharing chapter 17, which is called the practice of mindfulness and refraining. Super interesting in today's world. At least it felt very relevant to me when I was reading it earlier. It wants to lean. That's okay. I'll just be loud. That's okay. I'll just be loud. Refraining is very much a method of becoming a dharmic person. It is the quality of not grabbing for entertainment the minute we feel slight edge of boredom coming on. It is the practice of not immediately filling up space just because there's a gap. An interesting practice that combines mindfulness and refraining is just noticing your physical movements when you feel uncomfortable. When you feel like you're losing ground, we make all kinds of little jumpy, jittery movements. You might notice that when you feel uncomfortable, you do things like pull your ear, scratch something even though it's not itching, or straightening your collar. When you notice what you do, don't try to change it. Don't criticize yourself for whatever it is that you're doing. Just notice what it is. Refraining, not habitually acting out of impulsivity, has something to do with giving up the entertainment mentality. Through refraining, we see that there's something between the arising of the craving, or the aggression, or the loneliness, or whatever that it might be, and whatever action we take as a result. There's something there in us that we don't want to experience, and we never do experience because we are so quick to act. The practice of mindfulness and refraining is a way to get in touch with the basic groundlessness by noticing how we try to avoid it. Super relevant in general, at least for me personally, but I observe humans in general, and I think we live in this culture of consumerism. We live in this culture of dissatisfaction, and we're encouraged to continuously reach for our cell phones, go on social media, buy the next thing by clicking quickly on Amazon, right? Distraction. They're so available, they're so constant. Yeah, that's something that I noticed. I just spent 5 days in the forest in Arkansas, and I had no cell phone signal, right? So it wasn't an option, but there's still that habitual pattern of wanting to, just distract myself with Instagram, right? For months I've been noticing how dissatisfied it is. It's like fast food, right? Like you're eating it gets calories, it's a distraction, it's taking you away from the discomfort, but it's not feeding you. It's not giving you anything of value. So, it's this practice of paying a little bit more attention what we're feeding our mind, right? Like we think we're resting our minds by going on social media or watching TV or whatever. That's the fast food for our mind. That's the fast food of resting our minds. What if we just breathe for a minute, right? Like work's super overwhelming, I'm uncomfortable. Oh my God, like my significant other just pissed me off. I'm gonna go distract myself. Don't distract yourself. Sit with it. You can distract yourself after, that's okay. That's okay too, that's self-care. But just allow the discomfort to happen and acknowledge it. Allow yourself to notice the groundlessness of reality. I don't know. Any thoughts? Like y'all relate to it? You feel, I don't know. What's your experience?
Would you mind?
Right there. I make it all the same color to make it harder.
Here's it. Ice cream cone.
I was just going to say I can relate to the phone thing because I'm sure we all can. It creates this feeling that you have to be doing something. Like I frequently feel very frazzled by the demands of work and having children and running a household. But a lot of the time, it's just because I'm pruning my email or looking at the social media. So definitely I can relate to what you shared about that. And it actually creates more agitation and irritability and a sense of restlessness and a sense of there's so much I have to be doing. But really it's like, no, there's really not. So that's all.
And
Thank you.
it's important to remember that to some extent the purpose of literally the algorithms that exist within social media is to make us dissatisfied, right? Because it is their job to make us consume. That's how they make money. It is not our job to be dissatisfied. It is not our job to consume. So it's important to notice that the purpose of one thing and what we want, right? And that's where mindfulness plays a role into all this, is because we can, through meditation, through slowing down, we can notice.
Thank you for that observation. It's just really rings true. The busyness, the inclination that you also brought up, and I'm making a connection to something from the story of the Buddha earlier. You know, part of what you said is very important, Paulo, that if you manage not to scratch or straighten your collar, or whatever it is, you will get to see something that you otherwise wouldn't see. You will see your discomfort. We're not saying you have to sit in it forever. And this is really a way of getting to know yourself. You know, I didn't know I was bored, or I didn't know I felt hurt by this remark that somebody made, but if I give myself a little space, I start to see that. And then you can go back to your breath. And what's valuable about that, which may sound very paradoxical, and maybe we have to hear this about 1,000,000 times before it makes sense. We'll start now. If you look at what's going on, that's where the luminosity is. The luminosity that we said is everybody's nature. You know, we do have pain, we do have suffering, but we don't get past it by ignoring it. So the Buddha sitting there, you know, the Mara's coming, the demon's coming, is a metaphor for being aware of his own stuff. And by that time, it didn't disturb him, but he could see it. He was aware of it. So this is very beautiful, this invitation just to see what's going on, just to say, hello, me, you're not happy right now. Okay, which is different than, let's forget about you, me, and play this video game or something. Really, really different. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody online? The book that's going around? Did you start? Oh, you're setting it up there. There will be a book going around, and it's not an attendance sheet. You know, we begin always, as Paulo said, with an aspiration that our practice will be a benefit. It'll help us, help our hearts, help our being, help all of us, help everyone. And so we always close, and this is traditional, with an aspiration, and we have a verse that we sing, that the good energies of our collectively being here will go out into the world. And if you would like to dedicate specifically to someone, could be yourself, the book is going around. You can write your name or their names, and we will read the names as a way of focusing on it.
Well, we can stretch maybe for a minute, and then we'll meditate for about 10 minutes, and we'll close it out. We do now. I'll do it before we. Yeah.
Claire, our online faculty, are very cute.
She sent me something here. Yeah. She's good at what she does.
And also, if people listen to this talk.
And I'll share some announcements with you. We have an ongoing series called Awakened Heart, What Love Got to Do with It. Tuesday, so this is our Tuesday nights at Covenant Baptist Church. Check it out on our website for details, donmountain.com. Starting next Tuesday, September the 26th through October 24th, Buddhist mindfulness, attention, and the true you. This will be taught by our longtime Sangha member, Claire Villarreal, also a very good friend, and she's lovely, so I highly recommend it. The series is $35. It's really just symbolic.
It's a three-part series.
It's a three-part series online and in person. So check it out.
At Covenant Baptist.
Also on Covenant Baptist, okay.
We'll gather there. She'll be online, but we'll gather. Enjoy each other's company.
And next Friday begins our Sukchen Cycles retreat, the fullness of refuge, Sutra, Tantra, and Sukchen. So the 9 vehicles. This retreat is for anyone that is participates in our Sukchen Cycle program. And if you have any questions, you can email Emily at donmountain.org. And Sukchen Cycles is a wonderful program that I and Harvey have developed. It's a multi-year long program where it's almost like they've distilled what, traditional Tibetan Buddhist, if you were a yogi or a monk, you would go on a 3-year, 3-month retreat. Right, and that's very intense, right? Like most of us in Western culture don't have that option. And sometimes when we do, we're afraid of it anyway. Personal story. So this is a way that is kind of just accessible to us as Westerners that have jobs, that have things to do. All of it has been filmed, so you can go back and check it out. So it's kind of a long-term commitment to it, but if you're feeling saucy and you want to do something a little harder and really supercharge your spiritual practice, I highly recommend it.
Thank you. The programs that we have right now, the current Teaching Tuesday programs, which are the first and third Tuesday, we're introducing really how to sing and connect with the heart, put it that way, and also using a traditional kind of very simple traditional Tibetan practice. It's an introduction to the style of Tibetan practice, and everyone is welcome, and Claire's course also. We particularly wanted to have, this is a moment where we're really kind of throwing open our doors, which we didn't have doors for 3 years, to people who are newer or just want to explore. And these programs, like the half hour on Sunday now from 10:30 to 11, for, I think it's for 6 or 8 weeks, is introductory. So any of these programs are introductory. If you're new, please come, try them out. They're all online and in person, so we have something every Tuesday at Covenant Baptist now through October. And it's a good kind of getting to know. The cycles, you can read about the Dzogchen cycles, you can read about it on our website. It's kind of our flagship program. The retreat that we're doing this weekend is about refuge. It's also suitable, if you have a little background and a healthy curiosity, you could, this is a program that we ask you to fill out a sheet on so we can get to know you a little bit, and we'll help you figure out if this is a good idea for you to do this time. And the sheet to fill out is also online, so you can think about that. But I just wanted to say that these Tuesday programs coming up now, and the half hours on Sundays, and always our Sunday program is really, you don't have to be afraid.
And I'm long-winded, so we talk too much, so I'll try to keep it brief so that I don't violate your own timelines. So we'll meditate for about 5 minutes. We'll chant a little bit and we'll close it off.
Do we have snacks?
And then we
Do we have snacks today?
And then we will have some snacks down the hall.
They ask us not to eat here in this room.
And then we can chat. Feel
Snacks
free to
and
say
chat.
hi.
I had someone online asking what the book that you read today was.
It's comfortable with uncertainty. Super accessible. Each chapter is about a page, so check it out. Filling into your 3 pillars of support. Riding your breath to the present moment, to your seat, to your body. We are reminded that our physical bodies are always here and now, and thus a gateway to the present moment. If you haven't been already, you can open your eyes as you meditate and breathe. This is an expression, the fact that we meditate to be more present in the world, not to escape it. We'll do a short chanting session. And gently coming back to the breath. And a quick reminder that the most benefit for meditation, like with most things, is when we do them often, when we take these home with us. So feel free. This is a permission and an encouragement to take this with you. It doesn't have to be this long. It can be 1 minute. It could be half an hour, whatever, and anything in between, right? Just, yeah, the true benefits of meditation come with practice. So it's my encouraging you to do it at home. We'll dedicate our merit, just at the bottom of the page. Okay. We'll do dedication and then blessing, yeah? Or, yeah. By this good may I swiftly once become a great Guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. And then the blessing. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. We dedicate our merit to all sentient beings, but in particular today, to John Hyde and family, Adam Bates, husband and Bardo, Beatas, sorry. Cynthia, Deborah Usuri, and Bardo, St. Philip Church Presbyterian, Covenant Baptist Church, and Anne Great Bardo, Bemi Toby, Puppy, Thomas, Layla, Onicia, Maru's brother-in-law and family, Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Emma, Ale, Yufeng, Duncan, Kirk Pleasance, Alex Turn and family, La Familia, Stephanie Suarez, Nick Griffin, my dear husband through current difficulties, Wang Chi, Bardo, Lao Feng Ying, Wang Mei Ling, Wang Mei Yuk, Wang Mei Tai, Hong Xing Lung, Uncle Hai, Ming Hung, Budding Hung, Kal Malik, Imar Lundi, Animals, Mother Nature, Lara, Bowman, Anne, and Harvey. And then we close our practice with ah. And as we say ah, we expand, we send light rays to ourselves, first and foremost, from ourselves to ourselves, from ourselves to others here in the room, and at the same time we're received. And then we expand our light to the city, the country, the world, the universe, I like to say the multiverse, and really wherever your mind can reach.
And we invite you to unmute online and sing ah with us.
Well, thank you for sharing your breath with me today. And you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
And thank you for your sharing of your breath with us. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And you, and again, people, for being here. And thank you so much, Emily and Shane. And if you have a moment, just up and chat and snack, we'll meet down the hall. And if you also can help us by taking your pushing back to the restore everything. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paulo.
Of course.